Garsha and the Fire Gem, to lovers of all things mystical, the creation of the Fire Gem. 5 of Luceria's mightiest demons rushed out of the stormy sky. When Garsha and his friends saw it happen, they thought they were going to die. The demons looked like winged white unicorns, but Garsha could see their true form. In his mind he saw the 5 real monsters flying down from the heart of the storm. He and Elisa and their 2 human friends hid themselves in the thick brush. They knew if these monsters caught them, their lives wouldn't matter much. Soon the beasts separated to begin their deadliest hunt. Garsha knew his group needed a weapon to save them from bearing its brunt. He told them, "I need to go off for a while to try and find a solution, for without some mighty and magical weapon our chances are just an illusion. Unless a monster comes, you must not disturb me, for that could end all of our lives. I'll be dealing with forces beyond this world and hope enough of my strength still survives." Elisa was worried, so hugged him and kissed him, but knew she must let him go. She felt terribly worried and sick inside, but would not let her feelings show. Garsha went off maybe 20 paces and sat beneath an old willow tree, then lowered himself in the deepest of trances mystic races could ever see. He dropped straight down to the deepest dream level, far below REM sleep, a dream state so distant that no human mystic has ever been able to creep. In his dreams, Garsha tried to create a weapon of unbelievable power. It would need both physical and magical strength if good was to win this dark hour. He struggled with countless visions and forms, creating them in wondrous ways, granting them fabulous, impossible motion never dreamed of in earthly days. But 2 forms kept cutting deep into his visions, hard diamonds and flickering fire. He knew that somehow he would have to combine them, for this moment was desperately dire. He created a diamond in the shape of a flame gently floating above his dream hands, then gradually made its wondrous form flicker, dance like fire that none understands. Garsha kept making it larger and brighter till it filled his whole field of thought. Then in his hands formed a lovely red crystal where he hoped its great might could be caught. He made the solid fire swirl into a maelstrom, gathering ever more blazing strength, then let its vast power whirling into the crystal with magic forces beyond any length. The crystal in his dream hands became blazing hot, but he willed it to be gently warm, the most beautiful gem he had ever imagined, perfect facets within its square form. He thought to the gem, and solid flames rose up, then he willed them to fly all around. It was truly the mightiest talisman that in the dream world could ever be found. He knew that it was the weapon they needed to fight Luceria's schemes, but before it could be of any use to his friends, he must bring it from the world of deep dreams. He knew that he had only half of his strength, for his other half dreamed in the temple, so lifting it out to the world of the waking would not be the slightest bit simple. He held the gem tightly in his dream hands as he willed his dream body to rise, crawling ever so slowly to higher sleep levels while keeping his mind on the prize. It was a deadly slow process of infinite patience with supernatural mystical skill. No other dream lord had ever achieved it, for none of them had enough will. As Garsha sensed his approach to the conscious world, he started slowly to open his eyes, but was struck with such terrible, hideous pain, his soul shook with the grimmest surprise. He had to focus his will on the gem in his dream hands and keep its feeling fully there as he'd waken, but it required such agonizing psychic force his whole spirit was badly shaken. He felt like a red-hot burning coal blazed in the center of his head, but began also feeling the world all around where the gem's total form would be led. Slowly and surely he woke fully up while the gem gently glowed in his hands. It was slightly warm and felt totally smooth, holding powers no mind understands. Garsha almost passed out from total exhaustion, but forced his own will to remain. He struggled to his feet and staggered back to his friends to tell them about their great gain. He told Philip, "You're the physically strongest of us, so I'm placing this gem in your care. It makes as much solid fire as your will can control, and your mind can direct it anywhere." Philip asked, "Solid fire? What do you mean?" But Garsha placed the gem in his hand. He said, "Think of a flame rising up a hand's length," while Philip could barely understand. He followed the instructions. Solid fire surely rose, and he could not believe the sight. He gasped, "Solid flame! I could never imagine. It's impossible and couldn't be right." Garsha spoke, "The real monsters are impossible too. They can take any possible shape. They'll destroy anyone and take their form, thinking that's who they are while awake. They track better than any living being. When they find who they seek to destroy, they change back to an elemental form of great power. Speed, intelligence, and stealth they employ. That's what we're facing if those unicorns find us, or any other form they may take. So you need to accept the power in this gem and learn to use it for our whole world's sake."